for the last 71 years, we've watched some of the greatest moments in sports history.
The Celtics now lead 45. And West with a long jump. Russell deflected it and keeps it. Beautiful play. Feeds off quickly to Havlicek. Has been guarded by Krebs, who is holding back. Goes up. They jump long. Cousy throws it high in the air. And the Boston Celtics are the world champions. Oscar Robertson throws to Kareem. 7 seconds. Finkel has got it. Kareem with a big pressure shot.
Hayes setting something up with Larry Bird, who gets it low. What's a move on Byron Scott? What a move by Larry Bird. Along his double. They swat at it and steal it. Here comes Chicago. 17 seconds. 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. It's Kobe again.
This fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach. Join the Miami Heat.
James pulls up, puts it in, 4-point lead. 35 for LeBron James. Timeout San Antonio.
Here's off the weather, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
But what if we went all the way back and redid it? Today is the year 2009, guys. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the 1949 to 2029 NBA history resimulation. Guys, I hope you guys are enjoying this series. If you are, hit that like button and subscribe if you guys are. If you guys haven't already, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers. I'm really excited. If we could hit that would be amazing. So I would really appreciate it if you guys did sub. And let's get into it. So the last episode, if you guys have missed any of the previous episodes or are new to the series, down in the description there is a playlist for the series, so you guys can go ahead and catch up. But the last episode, Kevin Garnett, Tracy McGrady, and then LeBron James won MVP. And then the past champions here. So the first season of the last episode, the Utah Jazz made it to the NBA Finals on the backs of LeBron James, but it wasn't enough. Vince Carter that offseason had joined the Miami Heat. They won the championship, and they won a back-to-back with Kenyon Martin winning a Finals MVP the next year, beating Tim Duncan and the Hornets. In between here, during this time, Paul Pierce had joined already with Jason Kidd, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett. Somehow that big three happened again, and then instead of Rondo, it was Jason Kidd. It was absolutely ridiculous, but it didn't work. They did not make it to the NBA Finals, and then the Utah Jazz made it to the NBA Finals for a second time. LeBron James beat the Toronto Raptors in 7. So LeBron James has a MVP, and he's 1-1 in the NBA Finals at the age of like 24. So he's got a good start, a really good start with the Utah Jazz. So we'll see what happens in this episode. Again, let me know in the comments below what your guys' rankings are with the top 10, top 15 players of all time. You guys are doing awesome in the comments. Just I love interacting with you guys and just talking, this simulation or just basketball in general with you guys. So it's been a lot of fun. Thank you guys for commenting, liking, subscribing. It's just, this series has been so much fun. Definitely the most fun I've ever had doing a series on YouTube. So it's been a blast. So let's get to the player retirements here, and we only have I would say, let's see, we're getting into 2029, so we have probably what is it, 6 more episodes, I believe, of this series, and then 2K21 comes out here in 10 days, so that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Or 10, 11, 12, I don't know, early September. So this series is going right up to the to NBA 2K21, and then I will be doing this series again in 2K21, just with a small twist, which is gonna be a lot of fun. But we'll get to that when we get to it. So Jim Jackson, Judd Bueller, Divock, Tyrone Hill, Tim Hardaway retires. Tim Hardaway had a decent career. He won let's see, he won 2 finals, 2 championships, 9-time All-Star, 5-time first-team All-NBA. Steve Smith, Greg Anthony. Shaq retires. 2-time MVP, never won a championship, 8-time All-Star. And then he was actually a pretty big disappointment in this recent. It joins like MJ, Kareem, even Bill Russell to an extent was a bit of a disappointment. Wilt was a disappointment. So there you go. I would say, and like another guy too that will probably in a couple of people's disappointments is Kobe, unfortunately, just because he never won a championship. He did win 3 MVPs and averaged over 30 a game in a lot of years. He had Tracy McGrady as a teammate too, so that duo was awesome, but they never got to the finals. They never really could get a third guy, and Paul Pierce was a third guy, and then he got traded for Pau Gasol, and that didn't work out. And then Pau Gasol left, so that's been a disappointment as well. We are here in the 2009 NBA draft, and this is a big one. We got Blake Griffin, we got Steph Curry. Let's see, who else is in this draft? Those are the 2 notable ones. I can't really remember anyone else, but I know there's a couple of other big draft picks here in this draft. So here we go, the 2009 NBA draft. The Sacramento Kings got the #1 overall pick. Oh, and James Harden, that's the other guy. James Harden goes #1 overall to the Sacramento Kings. At #2, the Cleveland Cavaliers pick DeMar DeRozan. So no Blake Griffin, no Steph Curry yet. The New York Knicks with the 3rd overall pick take Steph Curry. So all you Knicks fans, I'm sure you're happy about that one. The LA Clippers take Tyreke Evans. And with the 5th overall pick, the New Jersey Nets take Blake Griffin. The Minnesota Timberwolves are trading their pick to the Boston Celtics. And they are taking Jeff Teague. The 7th overall pick, the Nets had 2 picks here in the top 10. They're trading this one to the Boston Celtics, so the Celtics getting 2 in the top 10 instead. And they take Drew Holiday. With the 8th overall pick, the Phoenix Suns are taking Ricky Rubio. And at 9, the Washington Wizards are taking Darren Collison. And at 10, the Philadelphia 76ers are taking Danny Green. And then at 11, we got Brandon Jennings. We got James Johnson, Caspi, Gibson, Mills, Carroll, Drebko, Cunningham, Meeks, Ellington, Beverly going to the Knicks. Wow, the Knicks getting Beverly and Steph Curry. So there you go. There is the 2009 NBA draft. All right, so we got the NBA free agency, and I see what you guys are seeing. Tim Duncan at 31 leaves the Hornets, who lost in the NBA Finals 2 years ago, and he joined the freaking LA Lakers. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. Look at the salary. The salaries are broken in this game. He just made $75 million from the LA Lakers. That's ridiculous. Yao Ming goes to Vancouver. By the way, I'm keeping them as Vancouver until they're bad. So we'll see, how long that takes. And then Tony Parker goes to the Utah Jazz. Where was Parker before? He was in Chicago, averaging 20 and 10. So that's a big addition to the NBA defending champions. Chris Paul re-signs with the Knicks. Whoa, wait. The Knicks have Chris Paul and Steph. I forgot, and they just drafted Patrick Beverly. The Knicks are addicted to point guards. The Knicks, come on, you gotta just even it out a bit. But having Chris Paul and Steph Curry, that's not bad. That's gonna be interesting. Richardson goes to the Oklahoma City Thunder, which I moved from Seattle. Tyson Chandler goes to the Grizzlies. Darren Williams stays with the Hornets. Jefferson goes to the Grizzlies getting a lot of guys. Chris Webber goes to Indiana from Golden State. That's interesting. Chris Webber's older, but at this point, Indiana is really good with Melo. I forgot who they have at point. Steve Nash, I believe. That's a good team. Boozer goes to the Celtics. Granger to the Kings. And Andrew Bynum to the Jazz. Okay, I mean, he's young. He's only an 83. I don't think he's really going to play much, but that's a solid pickup. So there you go. Bogut going to the Heat. Lou Will going and staying with Dallas. So there you go. There's your free agency list, and we'll see how the season turns out. Can the Jazz repeat? All right, so the 2009-2010 NBA season is now over, and LeBron James wins back-to-back MVPs, nearly a triple-double, 25, 9, and 8, 2 steals, and a block. I do need to fix our jerseys. I changed the Jazz's logo, and the jerseys were messed up in that one, so I will go ahead and fix that before we get to the playoffs. But there you go. Rookie of the Year is Steph Curry, 20 points and 8 assists. Jameer Nelson wins 6th Man of the Year with the Rockets. Tim Duncan wins DPOY with the Lakers, 21 and 15. Kevin Love, Most Improved, 26 and 11. Adrian Dantley is the Coach of the Year, 75. Who went 75 and 7? Okay. Tracy and Kobe are on the All-NBA first team. Kevin Durant on the first team with LeBron and Pau Gasol. All-NBA second team, we got Gilbert Arenas, Baron Davis, Zach Randolph, Tim Duncan, and Chris Bosh. Man, the Lakers with that 3. I mean, I just don't think their team overall is that good, unfortunately, but they have 3 crazy superstars. All-NBA third team, Dwayne Wade with the Bobcats. Dwayne Wade has quietly been really good. It's just the Bobcats are always eliminated early in the playoffs. Jason Richardson, Sharif, Kevin Garnett, and Dwight Howard round out the All-NBA third team. How's Dwight doing in Milwaukee? 23 and 12, 21, 13. Yeah, not bad. Pretty much what he did in real life. All defensive first team, we got AI, Jason Kidd, Tim Duncan, Garnett, and Camby. All defensive second team, Davis, Chris Paul, LeBron, Battier, and Jermaine O'Neal. And here's the all rookie first team, Steph, Tyreek, DeMar, Ricky Rubio, and Blake Griffin. So on to the NBA playoffs. The New Orleans Hornets are the 1 seed. I'm guessing they're the team that won a lot of games. Even with Tim Duncan leaving. Wow. Chris Bosh 25 and 10. Okay, so Tim Duncan leaves the Hornets and they get the number 1 seed. Interesting. 21 and 10 from Darren Williams. Okay, so they're going up against the Phoenix Suns, who have Brandon Roy. How's Brandon Roy been doing? 25, 6 and 8. That's not bad. 25, 5 and 7. Okay. For the Phoenix Suns, they have Nick Collison, Corey Maggette. And then we got Denver versus LA. So Denver, I mean, this team is getting old, but Garnett's still 99 overall. Paul Pierce averaging 24, 3 and 6. Ray Allen 25 and 5. Kidd 16 and 8. They're going up against LA Lakers with McGrady, Kobe, and Tim Duncan. And then we got Utah as the number 3 seed. Tony Parker, who they just signed, 17 and 9. Obviously MVP LeBron James. They're going up against the Houston Rockets with Mike Conley. And then we got the Vancouver Grizzlies with Chauncey, AI, Richard Jefferson, Dirk, and Yao Ming. Wow, I forgot. They have, man, this team is so good. And they're going up against Oklahoma City with Jason Richardson, Gerald Wallace, Brook Lopez. And then we got Toronto as the number 1 seed on this side. And then they're going up against Charlotte, Indiana, and Orlando. So Indiana, they signed, who did they sign over? Oh, Chris Webber, that's right. So they're solid. They're going up against Orlando. And then we got Miami versus Washington. Miami won back-to-back, right? Did they win back-to-back? Yeah, they won back-to-back. They won 2 and 3, or 2 and 1 in 3 straight years. And then we got Milwaukee and Detroit. Milwaukee with David West, Dwight Howard, Nene, James Posey, Larry Hughes. Okay, so let's get into it. Round 1. And the Denver Nuggets are eliminated by the LA Lakers. The Bobcats are gone, the Heat are gone, the Magic are gone, the Rockets, the Bucks, the Grizzlies, and the number 1 seeded New Orleans Hornets are eliminated, and the number 2 seeded Vancouver Grizzlies are eliminated. And then we got the Raptors and Pacers on this side, Washington and Detroit. Wow, the number 3 seed Miami Heat and the number 2 seed Milwaukee Bucks. So crazy upsets in this playoffs. The Utah Jazz are going up against Oklahoma City Thunder. And we got the LA Lakers going up against Brandon Roy and the Phoenix Suns. So here we go. We got the Lakers going up 2-0. Utah swept the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the Phoenix Suns are eliminated. The Pacers, the Wizards are both eliminated. So we got the Toronto Raptors and the Detroit Pistons with Baron Davis, Jerry Stackhouse, Trevor Ariza, Amari Stoudemire. That's actually a pretty good team. And then we got, obviously, the Utah Jazz and the LA Lakers. We got LeBron versus Kobe in the NBA playoffs. How is this one going to go? I actually want to, simulate these games, game by game if I can. But I don't think we're going to be able to, unfortunately. Let's sim this one if we can. Yeah, so let's sim the Pistons game. So the Pistons take a 1-0 lead over the Raptors. And then we've got this series here. Okay, this is annoying. The Lakers do win game 1. All right. And then let's quickly. So the Lakers win game 2. So the Utah Jazz might not be going back-to-back because the Lakers added Tim Duncan. And the Jazz win game 3, though. Remember, it's a 5-game series. It's broken. My bad. But the Raptors beat the Pistons 3-1. And then in this series, it's the Lakers and the Jazz. You know what? Let's simcast this because I feel like whoever wins this series is going to win the title. You never know, obviously. I've said that before and I was wrong. But all right, the Lakers have a 1-point lead entering the 4th. It's all tied up. Ooh, you know what? This might be a game I jump in for the first time instead of an NBA Finals. A minute 53. You know what? We haven't seen Kobe and McGrady play together. And now that they have Tim Duncan, let's jump in. Why not? So here we go. The Jazz with the ball. Again, their jerseys are all messed up. I apologize. I forgot to fix it. That's my bad. LeBron's not in the game. At least I didn't see him. LeBron 32, 7, and 13. He only has 3 fouls, so I don't know what's going on, but he's not in game. They're down by 3, though. Here's Tony Parker over to McDyess. McDyess head fake, puts up a tough shot. That's no good, and Duncan with the rebound. So here we go. We got Bennett. Don't know who that is, but he drives right, and he's gonna pass the ball, maybe. I don't see McGrady's not in the game either. So McGrady and LeBron, neither of them are in the game. Tim Duncan, tough shot, puts it in. All right, so far the player of the game in, what is this, game 4, is Tracy McGrady with 38 points. And so here we go, the Utah Jazz with the ball. LeBron is back in the game, and a jumper or a nice hook shot by Antonio McDyess, the veteran. All right, so here we go, the Lakers with the ball, up by 3. Tracy is in the game along with Kobe and Tim Duncan, and they're gonna get it into Tim. Oh, okay, we got Duncan versus LeBron, and tough shot. Duncan misses. Getting all these names wrong. All right, so here we go. LeBron up ahead to Jason Terry. They're only down by 3. Terry driving left. That's a tough shot and gets fouled by Kobe. So Jason Terry to the free throw line, and Jason Terry hits both. So it's a 1-point game. The LA Lakers trying to get to the NBA Finals for the first time, at least with this group, Kobe and McGrady. This could be one of their final chances. Into the paint to Tim Duncan and puts it in and 1. And Tim Duncan can give the LA Lakers a 4-point lead, and he does. So the Jazz down by 4. Can LeBron get to his 2nd straight NBA Finals, or will this super team of the LA Lakers beat him? Terry puts up a bad shot. Duncan with the rebound. McDyess stole it and won. We got just tough shots going in. Okay, so McDyess can make this thing a 1-point game. Or it was McDyess, or is that? Yeah, it's McDyess. And he hits the free throw. So back to being a 1-point game. 33 seconds to go. We'll see if the Lakers try and go for 2 for 1. Looks like they're not, though. And we got whoever this point guard is. Nice pass in Duncan, and Duncan puts it in. Tim Duncan is closing this game. I don't think Kobe's even touched the ball. Wow. So Jason Terry bringing it up. Can you pass it to LeBron? Jason Terry's taking like 2 bad shots. But here we go. He drives, floater, puts it in. All right. My bad. So Terry gets it to 1, but they're still down by 1. All right, so the Lakers up by 1. Kobe passing it in, and he gets it into Bennett. And so Bennett will take some free throws here. So the first one is good. Gives the Lakers a 2-point lead. And the third is good. Okay, so it's a 3-point lead. Utah is not going to be calling a timeout. Don't think they have one. Over to Andre Miller, who's not a good 3-point shooter. LeBron shoots the 3. No good. And the Lakers will do it. They beat the defending NBA champions, and Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady both get to their first NBA Finals together. Tim Duncan gets to his 2nd NBA Finals. He did lose to the Heat, what was that, 3 years ago. So we'll see if the Lakers can win their first NBA title since, I don't know if Hakeem got one or not. I can't remember. I think he did. So it's been a while since the LA Lakers have won an NBA Finals, and the difference is Tim Duncan as Kobe hoists up the trophy there to get to the NBA Finals. Here we go, the NBA Finals, the Raptors versus the LA Lakers. Game 1 goes to Toronto. Game 2 goes to the LA Lakers. Game 3 will go to the Lakers. Game 4 will go to LA. So here we go. Game 5. Will the LA Lakers win their first title in a long time, or will the Raptors hold on here and force a Game 6? We got 2 minutes to go. The Lakers are up by 4. We'll get down to a minute. Oh, the Raptors took a 2-point lead. A minute 23 to go. Let's jump in. All right, 50 seconds to go. Pau Gasol dunks it, and it gives the Raptors a 4-point lead. All right, so the Lakers with 45 seconds to go, down by 4, and we'll see what they can come up with. What a pass to Kobe. Oh, he missed it, but he did get fouled, so we'll get 2 free throws for Kobe, and he hits the first. And I might try and find older Kobe, by the way, and fix that. But I'll do that for next season. So he hits both free throws. Because we are in like 2010. So it should be like bald Kobe right now. But anyways, Pau Gasol driving the lane, puts it in. It's so weird. Tim Duncan is a Kobe. Pau Gasol is in the finals against Kobe. This is all sorts of weird. In 2009-2010 NBA season, it's just kind of weird. But the LA Lakers call a timeout. It's a 4-point game with 27.7 seconds to go. All right, so the Lakers with the ball out of the timeout, and they're going to go ahead and pass it into Duncan. Duncan missed it. Pau Gasol with the rebound, and the Toronto Raptors are going to force a Game 6. All right, so Game 6 in LA. So the Raptors did have home court, but the LA Lakers did steal it, and wow. Okay, so the Raptors are going to blow out the LA Lakers 115-95. And we got a Game 7. So here we go. The Lakers in Toronto for Game 7. And holy crap. The Lakers are blowing them out. Beginning of the fourth is 115-71. That's going to do it. A minute 34. 17 seconds ago. You know what? Let's jump in and watch Kobe win his first NBA championship. But the Lakers just absolutely destroyed them by what? 45? It's a 45-point game. That's ridiculous. And there it is. The LA Lakers are NBA champions. It took Tim Duncan coming over to join Kobe and Tracy McGrady. And they knock off the defending champions in the Utah Jazz in the conference finals. And then they beat the Toronto Raptors in 7. And the Raptors have lost back-to-back NBA finals in 7 games as Kobe gets his first NBA title. Tim Duncan gets his first after he lost one a few years ago with the New Orleans Hornets, and Tracy McGrady gets his first, in which he did not win in real life. MVP will go to Tracy McGrady, wins the finals MVP. So there you go. The Lakers, NBA champions. The Lakers win the 2009-2010 NBA Finals. Tracy McGrady, 30 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists in the NBA Finals. And there you go. The LA Lakers are finally NBA champions. How old is McGrady? McGrady's 31. He's a 94. Kobe is 30. He's still at a 99. Duncan is 32. So they're going to be around for maybe 1 or 2 more years, but they're going to start regressing. But hey, I'm glad Kobe got one. Like, I was kind of worried there, but Kobe, what, 3 finals? Or 3 MVPs, a finals win. McGrady with 1 MVP and a finals MVP. So there you go. And Tim Duncan, by the way, what, like a couple of DPOYs. I don't think he ever won an MVP, but he's now 1-1 in the finals. Couple retirements here. Chris Webber retires 25 and 14 a game. Gary Payton also retires with 14 and 10 assists per game. So the 2010 NBA draft is here. The Cleveland Cavaliers win the NBA draft lottery, and they trade it away to Boston for Manu Ginobili and a future first-round pick. So the Boston Celtics now with the number 1 overall pick, and they take John Wall. With the number 2 overall pick, the Minnesota Timberwolves take Paul George. With the 3rd overall pick, the Dallas Mavericks, they are trading it to... What are the Celtics? Holy crap, the Celtics are going nuts here. So the Celtics are trading for the 3rd overall pick, and they take DeMarcus Cousins. So now they have John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins over there in Boston. Chicago takes Greg Monroe. The 76ers take Derek Favors. The 6th overall pick, the LA Clippers take Lance Stevenson. With the 7th overall pick, the Sacramento Kings take Evan Turner. With the 8th overall pick, the Atlanta Hawks traded it for, oh my god, the Boston Celtics just traded for 3 first-round picks here in this, and they take Gordon Hayward. Wow, they got John Wall, Gordon Hayward, and DeMarcus Cousins. That's not bad. That's actually really good. The Golden State Warriors take Eric Bledsoe. The 10th overall pick, Wesley Johnson, goes to the Hawks. At 11, the New York Knicks take Avery Bradley. That's not bad to join with Steph and Chris Paul. And then the New Jersey Nets are trading to the Thunder for Raymond Felton. And they take Aminu. And with the 13th pick, the Portland Trailblazers take Epiudo. And with the, 14th, Ed Davis goes to San Antonio. And Dallas takes Hassan Whiteside at 15. At 16, Patrick Peterson goes to the Bobcats. At 17, the New York Knicks take Quincy Pondexter. And at 18, the Wizards take auto-gender player. So that should be it. And there you go. There's the 2010 NBA draft. So the 2010 NBA free agency. And remember, in real life, LeBron James left Cleveland at this point. Don't think he's leaving Utah. He is 1-1 in the NBA Finals. Couple MVPs. So he's pretty good. But here we go. So, holy crap. Wait. What the? Oh, these were 2 re-signings. But then they added Chris Bosh? Are you serious? The Utah Jazz are stacking up. Okay. Wait, what the heck? Okay, so Steve Nash stays with the Pacers. Paul Pierce leaves Denver and goes to the Bucks. So Paul Pierce has gone to so many teams. It's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, okay, so he leaves Denver. So Denver gets weaker. I don't know what the Jazz are doing. They re-signed Jamison, who's 33. Chris Bosh, they go ahead and sign. He leaves New Orleans. So poor New Orleans, man. They're losing everyone. But he goes to Utah. Wow. So Tim Duncan, who used to be with the Hornets, leaves the Hornets for the Lakers, and then Chris Bosh leaves the Hornets for the Lakers' rivals at this point, the Jazz. McDyess also stays with Utah. Brandon Roy stays in Phoenix. Mike Bibby goes from Indiana to Portland. Nene goes to New Orleans. Rondo stays with the Nets. Larry Hughes stays with the Milwaukee. Karolinko goes to Phoenix. LaMarcus Aldridge stays in Minnesota. Paul Millsap goes from Dallas to Sacramento. Lewis goes from Atlanta to Houston. Lowry goes and stays in Sacramento. So there you go. All right. Crazy NBA free agency. It's crazy. When I turn the cap off, the league went nuts, and this is what's happening. So this is a lot of fun. All right, so the 2010-2011 NBA season is over, and Tracy McGrady wins MVP, 36.6 points per game, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Paul George wins Rookie of the Year, 24-7-3. Ricky Rubio, 16-5-6. DPOY is Tim Duncan, 22-15. And Kosta Koufis wins the Most Improved. Coach of the Year is Magic Johnson. Hey, look at that. So they went 72-10, whoever that was. So all NBA first team, we got McGrady, Gilbert Arenas, Kevin Durant. Durant in his 4th year, 37.6, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. I'm guessing he's like the only guy there. LeBron averaged 25, 8.8, and 8. And then Pau Gasol with Toronto. And then the All-NBA second team, we got Jason Richardson, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Dwight Howard. And then All-NBA third team, we got Kobe averaging 34 and 7. Brandon Roy, Zach Randolph, Melo, and Elton Brand. All defensive first team, we got AI, Chris Paul, Tim Duncan, LeBron, and Dwight Howard. And then all defensive second team, we got Tony Allen, Chauncey, Garnett, Karolinko, and Jermaine O'Neal. So the NBA playoffs, Vancouver with the number 1 seed. They got Chauncey, who is 32, AI is 33, Jefferson is 29, Dirk is 31, Yao Ming is 28, with Tyson, Kyle Korver, Nick Collison. This team is good, but they are old, just like the Lakers. So we'll see how they do. The Utah Jazz ended up with the number 2 seed, Denver with the 4 seed. All of these great teams in the West are all getting to their 30s, really, except for Utah. LeBron's 26, Terry's 29, okay, Parker's 28, Jameson's 34, Bosh is 27. Okay, so all these teams are actually relatively older. It's just LeBron is so young, so we'll see how that goes. In the East, we got Toronto once again as 1 seed up against Chicago. We got Charlotte and Indiana. That's a fun series. Dwayne Wade versus Melo and Steve Nash. We got Milwaukee versus New York. Wow, New York. Okay, so New York's young, but they got Steph and Chris Paul. That should be interesting. And then Boston, by the way, did not make the playoffs with 3 of the top 10 getting John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, and Gordon Hayward. And then Miami is the 2 seed with Vince Carter, and they're going up against Detroit. So round 1, the Knicks, the Bulls, the Blazers, the Suns, the Bobcats, the Rockets, Thunder, Pistons are all eliminated. So look at the West. This is as fun as it gets. We got Vancouver versus Denver. We got Utah versus the defending champions in the LA Lakers. And then in the East, we got Toronto versus a fun Indiana team. And then we got Miami, who's won a couple of championships, versus the Bucks with Paul Pierce. So here we go. And Dwight Howard. Wow, Paul Pierce and Dwight Howard in Milwaukee. So round 2, the Lakers with a 2-1 lead over the Jazz. It's 1-1 with Vancouver and Denver. 2-0 Toronto leads over Indiana, and 1-1 with Miami and Milwaukee. And then here we go, simulate the round here, and Toronto sweeps Indiana. Utah ties up the series 2-2 with the Lakers, and Vancouver takes the series win 3-1 over Denver. So, and then Miami Milwaukee is tied at 2 as well. And the LA Lakers, the defending champions, are eliminated, and the Miami Heat, a 2-time champion team, is eliminated. So we got the Raptors, who've lost back-to-back NBA Finals in both in 7 games, with Pau Gasol leading that team, 31-21 in the playoffs for Pau Gasol, 20-12 for Elton Brand, Sean Marion averaging 15 and 8, and then they got Alvin Williams, who's averaging 5 and 10, and auto-generated player at the 2. And then they're going up against the Bucks. Paul Pierce averaging 21 and 6 in the playoffs. David West 13 and 7. Dwight Howard 26 and 18. They got Larry Hughes and an auto-generated player. So, and then we got Vancouver versus Utah. So right now, LeBron in the playoffs only averaging 20, but 8 and 8, 2.4 steals, 2.3 blocks per game. Parker averaging 15 and 9. Terry averaging 15. Jameson averaging 14 and 12. Chris Bosh averaging 21 and only 5 rebounds. Wow. Andre Miller 11 and 7 off the bench. Joe Johnson 9 points off the bench, with McDyess averaging 11 and 8. So also Andrew Bynum's on that bench. And then you got Vancouver. Chauncey averaging 27 and 11. Wow. He's not regressing at this point. AI 24 and 6. Jefferson 14 and 5. Dirk averaging 19 and 8, and Yao Ming averaging 17 and 11. So here we go. The conference finals. Vancouver takes a 1-0 lead over the Jazz. Toronto takes a 2-0 lead over the Bucks. It's a 2-0 lead for Vancouver. And then let's go ahead and just, I guess, sim game by game here. Utah wins game 3. And then game 4 goes to the Grizzlies. Utah loses in the conference finals back-to-back years. And the Vancouver Grizzlies are in the NBA Finals for the first time in a long time. Let me go ahead and check here. I got my massive amount of notes here. The Grizzlies haven't made it to the NBA Finals since 2004, when they won 2 in 3 years, but then the Nuggets started dominating the league. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been 2004. So it's been 7 years since the Grizzlies won an NBA Finals, at least even went to one. And the Raptors making it to 3 straight. Will they lose 3 straight? Here we go. Game 1 goes to the Raptors. Game 2 goes to the Grizzlies. Game 3 goes to Vancouver. Game 4 goes to Toronto. Game 5 goes to Toronto. So here we go. Jumping in the Simcast. And the Raptors have an early lead at the half, 68-49. This might be it, 97-78. And with a minute to go, the Toronto Raptors are going to win their first NBA Finals. And they finally get over the hump. They beat the Vancouver Grizzlies 122-97. Elton Brand is your Finals MVP. 20 and 14 a game, and the Toronto Raptors finally, after 3 years of 2 straight years of getting to the finals and losing, they finally win one, and Elton Brand is your MVP. Hall of Famers here in 2011, we got Allen Houston, Vin Baker, and Alonzo Mourning. Here in the NBA draft, we got the 2011 draft, which is Kawhi, Klay Thompson, couple others, and the Clippers with the number 1 pick take Kyrie Irving with number 1, which he did in real life, to Cleveland. In with San Antonio taking the number 2 pick, they go ahead and take Klay Thompson. Atlanta with the 3rd overall pick, they take Jimmy Butler. The 4th overall pick, the Cavs take Kawhi Leonard. Okay. The 5th overall pick, the Minnesota Timberwolves take Valanciunas. With the 6th overall pick, the Sacramento Kings take Kemba Walker. With the 7th overall pick, the Dallas Mavericks are trading their pick to the Warriors for Tristan Thompson. I do need to change their logo and jerseys. I will go ahead and do that next. The Boston Celtics with the 8th overall pick take Iman Shumpert. With the 9th overall pick, the Nets take Enes Kanter. And the 10th overall pick, the Orlando Magic take Bogdanovich. The rest of the draft, Reggie Jackson went 11 to the Sixers. Tobias Harris went 12 to the Wizards. Hornets got Vucevic. Morris went to the Kings. Biyombo went to the Kings as well. Burks went to the Suns, and Brandon Knight went to the Pistons. The Knicks got Kenneth Faried. Blazers drafted Mirotic. Isaiah Thomas goes to the Spurs. Chandler Parsons goes to the Bobcats. The other Morris twin, Marcus Morris, goes to the Rockets. Shelvin Mack goes to the Mavericks. Marshawn Brooks goes to the Bucks. And John Lure goes to the LA Lakers. And that's it for... and Antoine Moore goes to the Mavericks. Okay, so NBA free agency here. Corey Maggette goes to the Phoenix Suns, or stays with the Phoenix Suns. Elton Brand, who just won a Finals MVP, leaves the Raptors for the LA Lakers. Wow. Okay. Kevin Durant stays with the Hawks. Jason Terry stays with the Jazz. Stoudemire goes from Detroit to Toronto. So Toronto loses Elton Brand, but they get Amari. I'll take that trade. Ginobili goes to Ginobili goes to Utah. Interesting. That's an interesting one. He joins Tony Parker. Devin Harris goes and stays with Orlando. Conley stays with Houston. Gerald Wallace goes from or actually stays in Oklahoma City. Marcus Gasol goes to Boston. Boston quietly putting together a pretty solid team. And then Ariza going to Dallas. Odom going to Toronto. So Toronto stacking up after winning a championship. And there you go. Greg Oden goes to Nuggets, and Kevin Martin goes from Milwaukee to Portland. All right, so the 2011-2012 NBA season is now over, and Kevin Durant wins MVP, 37 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. Rookie of the year, I forgot to change the rookies. Shoot. So I'm guessing, I don't know, we'll go through them and see out of all the rookies. But yeah, that's my bad. I forgot to change the rookies years pro. I hate 2K. I absolutely hate 2K for not. Why? Anyone who gets drafted through 2K should automatically have 0 years pro. You shouldn't have to go in there manually and change it. Whatever. Rudy Gay wins 6th Man of the Year. Tim Duncan, DPOY. Most improved is Derrick Rose, 28, 4, and 9. Earl Monroe is the coach of the year, I'm guessing, for the Jazz. So Jason Richardson is on the All-NBA first team. Brandon Roy, Kevin Durant, Kevin Garnett, and Dwight Howard. And then on the All-NBA second team, Dwayne Wade, Rose, Melo, LeBron, and Pau Gasol. And then the third team, we got McGrady, Bibby, Duncan, Martin, and Chris Kaman. All defensive first team, Chris Paul, AI, Tim Duncan, LeBron, and Dwight Howard. And then second team, we got Rondo, Allen, Garnett, Karolinko, and Yao Ming. And then, yeah, the rookies are all broken. So on to the playoffs. The Utah Jazz have the number 1 seed. We got Parker, Ginobili, LeBron, Antoine Jamison, Chris Bosh. That team is... like, they don't have superstars on top of superstars like the Lakers do, or even the Grizzlies, but they just have guys like that. Like, they just have so much talent across the board. Like Jason Terry, Joe Johnson, Andrew Bynum, McDyess, they're all at the tail end of the bench. Like, this team is so deep. And then they're going up against the 8-seeded Denver Nuggets, so the Nuggets are getting old. Phoenix and LA, the Lakers were the 5 seed. Then we got Oklahoma City as the 3rd seed, Houston as the 6th seed, and then we got the Grizzlies as the 2 seed, and the Hornets as the 7 seed. So the Grizzlies still pretty good. The Bucks are the 1 seed in the East with Paul Pierce, David West, and Dwight Howard. They're going up against the 8-seeded Knicks. We got the Pacers as the 4th seed against the Magic. Miami as the 3rd seed, the Hawks as the 6th seed, and the Raptors as a 2 seed, going up against the Washington Wizards as the 7th seed. So, round 1, the Magic, Rockets, Suns, Nuggets, Hawks, Wizards, Knicks, Hornets are all eliminated. So we got the Jazz versus the Lakers, Grizzlies versus the Thunder. In the East, we got the Bucks versus the Pacers, and the Raptors versus the Heat. So here we go. Round 2. The Lakers get swept. The Pacers are out. The Raptors, Thunder are all eliminated. So we got the Utah Jazz and the Vancouver Grizzlies. And we got Milwaukee versus Miami. So it's been a couple years since Utah won an NBA Finals. The Grizzlies trying to get back-to-back because they lost last year. Toronto did get eliminated after making it to the finals 3 straight years. We got Milwaukee and Miami. Miami back in the conference finals after being, let's see, the Miami Heat haven't made the NBA Finals since 2008. So it's been 4 years since they've made it. So here we go. The conference finals. Utah's up 2-0 over the Grizzlies. We got 1 apiece for the Bucks and the Heat. And the Utah Jazz beat the Grizzlies in 4. And we got a game 5 between the Bucks and the Heat. It's Paul Pierce, David West, and Dwight Howard versus Vince Carter, Derek Fisher, Turkoglu Martin, Andrew Bogut. So here we go. And the Heat are out. And we got the Milwaukee Bucks. So Paul Pierce finally makes it to the NBA Finals. Dwight Howard gets to the NBA Finals for the first time. And we got the Jazz versus the Bucks. Okay, so the jerseys were not working for the current Jazz and current Bucks logos. And I couldn't find anything that would work. So I changed the Bucks logo. I updated them to more, I guess, newer, like how they are now, unfortunately. And none of the Jazz jerseys would work, so I just resorted back to the older Jazz jerseys or logo, but with a little more modern twist, and I really like it, so I'm gonna stick with it. The jerseys are driving me nuts, so this is what we're gonna roll with. So we're back to this logo with the Utah Jazz, and honestly, it looks better. The current Jazz logos, sorry if you're a Utah fan, but they're ass, so they're trash, so we're going back. So game 1, the Jazz and the Bucks, and game 1 goes to Utah. Game 2 goes to Utah. Game 3 will go to the Jazz. So the Jazz have a 3-0 lead, and it could be LeBron taking his second NBA Finals, but the Bucks are going to stay alive here, and they win 129-106 to force a game 5. Game 5 here in Utah, and the Bucks have a 1-point lead in the third, and going into the fourth, they have an 8-point lead. Late in the fourth, the Bucks, wow. Okay, so they blow out the Utah Jazz 137-128. LeBron only had 18, 4, and 9. Bosh 24, 21 for Miller. Paul Pierce with 29 and 7. So we got a game 6. It's back in Milwaukee, so can Utah close this thing out, or will Milwaukee, will the Bucks hold on to it and force a game 7? And they force a game 7. So we got the Jazz and the Bucks in a game 7. Here we go, game 7, and the Jazz off to an early lead. They're up by 14 here in the second. At the half, the Jazz with a 15-point lead. At the end of 3, the Jazz have a 30-point lead, and that's going to do it. You know what? I want to jump in just to look at these jerseys because they look really cool. So let's jump in and see the Utah Jazz win their second NBA Finals in, let's see, they won it, let's see, there's a 2-year break. So this is going to be their second in 4 years, and LeBron at the age of like 27, I believe. Let me go ahead and change sides here. And here we go. So 52 seconds to go. But yeah, the Utah Jazz. See, I like their logo and these jerseys for the Jazz. It just looks better. And yeah, I'm just going to keep it like that. It looks better. The other ones, like the actual ones that they use like throughout the history, aren't working. So there's no point in trying to force it when honestly these jerseys look way better, and they're like a modern, like these are like different from like the old late 90s ones. These have a little twist to it, which I really like, as Tony Parker knocks down a bucket. 129-104, 28 seconds to go. Let me know in the comments, guys, like what do you guys think? How do you think the rest of the 2010s are gonna go? LeBron has a good shot at becoming the best ever. He's going to be now 2-1 in the NBA Finals. He has 2 regular season MVPs. So we'll see what happens with LeBron. as that tough shot goes down. But that will do it. 6.7 seconds to go, and the Utah Jazz win Game 7 and are now the 2012 NBA champions. LeBron once again with his second NBA ring at the age of like 26 or 27 already, and he'll probably win his second NBA Finals MVP, as LeBron and Chris Bosh are teammates and they win an NBA Finals. That's kind of weird to say or to see, but anyway, it works out for Chris Bosh. He went over to Utah to win a ring, and he got one. But yeah, other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button if you did. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate it. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers, so it would be amazing if we could hit that number, as LeBron James does win a finals and it does win his second NBA Finals MVP. I do a sports podcast, so if you guys want to go ahead and check that out, it's down in the description down below. And other than that, the Utah Jazz, they're NBA champions with Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, LeBron, Chris Bosh. This is a really good team. Let me know in the comments below if you guys think this is going to be a dynasty. And other than that, have a great day, have a great night, as I finish it with LeBron MVP, 25, 6, and 8.7 assists. And he is just 27 years old. I'll see you guys in the next one.